Christian, and today I'm looking at John chapter 12, starting at verse 1. 6 days before the Passover, Jesus went to Bethany, the home of Lazarus, the man he had raised from death. They prepared a dinner for him there, which Martha helped serve. Lazarus was one of those who were sitting at the table with Jesus. Then Mary took a whole pint of very expensive perfume made of pure nard, poured it on Jesus' feet, and wiped them with her hair. The sweet smell of the perfume filled the whole house. One of Jesus' disciples, Judas Iscariot, the one who was going to betray him, said, "Why wasn't this perfume sold for 300 silver coins and the money given to the poor?" He said this not because he cared about the poor, but because he was a thief. He carried the money bag and would help himself from it. But Jesus said, "Leave her alone. Let her keep what she has for the day of my burial. You will always have poor people with you, but you will not always have me." In this scenario, I imagine all eyes were probably on Mary. Like, it's not really every day that you see during the middle of a dinner that somebody decides to start washing somebody's feet with their hair. But if I'm sitting at this table, I think I'm staring at Lazarus. This is somebody that you're sitting at a dinner table with eating that was dead. Not just like, oh no, he wasn't feeling very well, but was dead, buried 4 days, body stinking, starting to decay, dead. And he's sitting at the table with you. If I'm sitting there, I'm looking down at him so many questions in my head. Does he eat the same amount of calories now? What happens when you die and you come back? What do you eat now? There's a dead person passing the mashed potatoes. But like us, they're all sitting at a dinner table right in the middle of where God has blessed them, giving them a blessing, an opportunity to see something that no one has ever experienced before. We're looking at resurrection from the death, and we're looking at somebody else. We're looking at what they've done, what their Facebook page says, what their Instagram says, what they've got. They're having a baby, they're getting married, and right in the middle of a blessed life, we're looking at somebody else. Then, much like Judas, we have the same response. He goes, "Why didn't she do this? This would have been better. God, if you had given me that job, it would have been better. If you had let me go to this school, it would have been better. If you had let me do this, if you had done this, it would be better." And God goes, "But I brought you here because if you had been there, you wouldn't have met this person. I brought you here because if you had been there, then you wouldn't have had the opportunity that I'm about to open the door for you." There's blessing right in front of us. People that have the things that we need. The guy that you're looking for is at your church. The person that you've been waiting to open up that new business with is in your Starbucks. Everything that we need is right in front of us, but because we're looking around and looking at everything else, we miss it. We're sitting at the table with God's blessing and missing it. Where do we see God moving in our everyday life, but we aren't moving in that direction because we're too distracted by something else? If you really looked at yourself this week and you went, "I kind of feel like God's actually saying," is that the direction that your life is moving in? Take some time this week and just go, "God, thank you. Thank you for the opportunity. Thank you for the home. Thank you for the car. Thank you for the blessing. Thank you that even though my health may not be what it is, God, I'm still here and I can say thank you." And then look at those opportunities that God is opening doors up for you and walk in them. Love you.